Have you ever wanted to hang out with the weirdest person in the world? Were you curious about them? Or do you just want to observe them, just make sure they don't take things too far? Or we just drag along for the ride? I know someone, though I don't know his name. But I know the name of the person he was hanging out with, and that is Haruhi Suzumiya. I'm Newin, welcome to another Newin review, and this episode, The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. Let's go.
The story of Haruhi Suzumiya, how I say it, is rather out there, sort of. It's about a guy named Kion who is living rather an ordinary life and accepts the fact that nothing interesting happens to him until he met Haruhi Suzumiya. Now Haruhi is not your average person. She's trying to find fun in life, and since none of the clubs at the school suit her peculiar personality, and with Kion springing the idea unintentionally to her, she goes on to form a club with Kion and a few other people known as the Spreading Excitement all over the world with Suzumiya Haruhi Brigade, or the SOS Brigade for short.
Now even though the club members don't know what the club is formed to do, but Haruhi states that it's to find aliens, time travelers, espers. How do they do that? No one knows, but they're a lot closer than you think. Now to form a high school club in Japan, you need 5 members, and that's where our main characters come in. So let's start with the founder of the SOS Brigade, Haruhi Suzumiya.
Haruhi Suzumiya is the beautiful, smart, athletic high school student, but behind that she is rather eccentric. She believes in aliens, time travelers and espers, and because of her weird beliefs, many people tend to avoid her, leaving her be. Except Kion for whatever reason. She's the god of the world, able to bring it to an end. If she gets bored, twist this, she doesn't know she's a god, because if she was to find out, she could bring the world to a reset if she wanted to. Our alien cyborg, no person in character, is Yuki Nakato. Despite looking like a regular girl and quiet and a monotone one at that, the reason behind this is she's actually an alien cyborg created by the Data Integration Thought Entity, an organization from outer space. She observes different parts of the galaxy, and Yuki's job by them is to observe Haruhi. Yuki's actually the only member of the SOS Brigade who can actually use her power willingly when she wants to mostly save the other characters from certain situations. The fan service and Moe Club member Mikuru Asahina. Mikuru is actually from the future, hence she's the time traveler. Despite being from the future, she is really vulnerable. Her character is often sexually harassed by Haruhi because she's just there for eye candy, and uses jailbait as well. She's sent from the future to observe Haruhi as something happened in the future because of the past, but what is that is... The esper of the group is Itsuki Koizumi, your good-looking male character of the series. He's a transfer student who Haruhi abducts to join the group because it's mysterious being a transfer student, apparently. He works for an organization known as the Organization, basically a group of espers trained to fight these beings in what they call a closed space, which is the only place where he can only use his powers. His job is to prevent Haruhi from destroying the world, and therefore is trying to keep her happy. And I think we had enough supernatural characters, so we have our ordinary main character, Kion. The only thing weird about him is that he's never given a real name throughout the series. He's just known as Kion, which is a nickname. He really has no motivation as to why he's in the group. He just got himself into that situation and starts to get used to his wacky adventures. Kion gets full control of the series as he does the narration, usually something relating outside the series which relates to the storyline.
Now all the characters kind of disagree with one another, except Kion, who agrees with pretty much them all, except Haruhi. However, all their goals are the same, they just disagree on the method they choose, because they're all from different organizations of course. Their main goal is to keep Haruhi in the dark on who she really is, to prevent the world from being destroyed, and Kion is key to that.
Now the animation is really good, originally being released in 2006 and a second season released in 2009. You can see the change in art style, even though it's not that much difference, but you can still see the difference. It has a rather clean art style, as in everything's animated very well, even the background, everything new is animated as well. and the lighting is very good as well. It really fits each character individually when they have focus, and the scenes when a lot of things happening is well animated. It doesn't feel like anything is repeating. However, I'm not a huge fan when the supernatural beings they're facing becomes an obvious 3D rendering in such a beautiful 2D world.
It's hard to describe Haruhi because it fulfills so many different genres, but because it covers so many different genres, I think that's what makes it enjoyable. It has a little something for everyone. There is no definitive storyline. It's because the way the characters are set out, they have rooms for many adventures. One part of the show I didn't really enjoy was the Endless 8 arc. Sure, I enjoyed the story, but it was the same thing happening each episode. Episode 1, same thing. Episode 2, the same thing. Episode 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Episode 1, same thing. Episode 2, the same thing. Episode 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then finally 8, it ends. That's why I didn't like it. Even though each episode was animated differently, it was still the same thing. If you don't want to sit through all 8 episodes, just watch episode 1, 4, and 8. That's the start, middle, and end.
Its music is pretty good as well, most notably in season 1 ending, which you can learn the dance to as well. Also, sometime in the series when Haruhi is playing in the band, the scene is beautiful animated, and that song was well done as well. One last thing, there is a viewing order. You can do research to find the viewing order, or you can try to watch in broadcast order, which I've done to stick with their weird theme. But I also recommend watching in chronological order and finish it off with the movie because it's a pretty damn good movie. Because that last episode, Someday in the Rain, was pretty meh.
Haruhi is a great series for anime fans because it has a little bit of every genre, almost every genre, for someone. It's mostly a slice of life, but because of how the characters are set out and developed, it can go anywhere. Only a few annoyances here and there, so I'm gonna give the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya a 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching this anime review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, give a thumbs up. If you don't, give a thumbs down. If you can't be bothered, go watch another video. And I'll see you next time. So right now I'm going to go back in time and stop myself from watching Endless 8 for a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time, etc, 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 etc. Sayonara!